Today's 4K Master Route is going to take us primarily to the Gestral village and Esquie's nest. However, we're going to pick up a lot of things along the way. So, this is back in the Flying Waters section, the manor. One thing I have learned, the more I've researched this, is each time we enter the manor, there is secret things for you to uncover. As you're seeing here, there's a series of 4 switches you can actually rotate. Now, this was the first time we went into the manor when we went to find Sciel. As you can see, they let you backtrack to all these places anytime you want to. So, the first 2 switches are there on the one end of the banquet hall. The other 2 are on the other end. So you've got that one hiding in the corner. And the last one is going to be over here in the big open area to the left side. And it's going to be right there on the mantle. It's really the only one that was purely visible, just without having to look for anything. Just like that, the passage will open. Let's duck down in here. And we find ourselves in a paint room. Again, the oddity of the manor itself, how it keeps appearing in random locations, and the fact that we literally have all these different painted canvases. Very indicative of things going forward in the story. But ultimately, the reason we're here is to collect that item that's literally hidden in that box, and it's going to be one of our soundtracks. Now, let's go ahead and head on to the main part of today's episode, back to the Gestral village. Now, there was so much to see and do here, there was no way I was going to be able to cram it into just last episode. So, let's go ahead first off and find ourselves an expedition journal right behind the arena sign, back here.
Teo, 52nd expedition. Man, I could barely think straight. How can Gestral broke my skull? What the fuck kind of friendly fight was that? Oh, I'm bleeding out, but their medic is bloody useless. He just keeps telling me about his bone problems. But I'm gonna die here, aren't I?
Next up, by this very tall Gestral who needs his kid brought back down from that pillar way up there. Just go behind it. And we want to go over here by the scaffolding, because back in the very back corner here, there is going to be a way up. We want to go ahead and take that, and we've got a little bit of platforming, but it's nothing intense. We just want to run over here, launch ourselves across, and back up on this side, we can go ahead and use the handholds to get all the way across this chasm. Now, the only part that you can really mess this up is just right here in the final jump, because it's easy to jump right past them. So, stick the landing, and you got it. Just like that, we have to literally convince him to come back down, and they're going to end up giving us one of our outfits, and it's going to be the Sakapatate outfit for Lune. Now, we're also going to get for Sciel in the same episode, but I'll tell you, it's quite a bit more involved. So for now, let's go past the arena, because there's one thing we need to get before we get the Sakapatate outfit for Sciel. And again, if we go behind the arena, circling around, we're going to enter this area with 2 guys looking like they're going to throw down fisticuffs with each other. And in this area, it looks like it's a grand casino that's going to be opening. We want to go all the way to the back. They're going to tell us about what they want to end up creating here. As you can see, used to be full of casinos. So right now we just have the one to work with. And on the side, on the way there, we can just get some of our upgrade items, which absolutely we are going to need that recoat. Believe me, because this challenge seems impossible at first. Now, with the casino, here's the gambler. He's going to ask you a question. The only thing you have to answer is the bottom option. So it's going to be a very technical question about damage output. All you have to say is literally just, I don't care. I mean, very gestural response to a situation. And just like that, we're going to end up getting ourselves a very interesting PICTO, the roulette. Now, it can give you either half damage or 200 damage. Let's go and recoat Sciel to have max attack. Literally just throw everything in attack power, because with this guy, we need to do 9,999 damage in a single hit. Now here's the trick to it. You need to make sure Mael has everything in attack. Obviously, you can redo her stats later. Make sure, as long as you don't hit him, it doesn't count. You only get one single hit. So, go ahead, switch her to Virtuous stance. However you need to do it, as long as it doesn't attack the opponent. There are weapons that'll do it, and of course there's that attack as well. Then use Powerful with Gustave to get her even stronger. And then what we have on her is we have the marking shots PICTOs. Shots still count as part of the one turn that we have, so make sure that the first few end up marking the enemy, then use Pierce. And just like that, you've got it. So that's why we invested everything into attack, basically giving her a nuclear option with the Pierce attack. And just like that, we'll end up getting the Sakapatate outfit for Mael, much to her absolute dismay, as she just runs off screen there. Now, go back to this T-posing Sakapatate up there, and right underneath it, we can see that the person needs help trying out a new ultimate creation. But they don't know what's missing in the design. So we're going to actually offer to get them a mushroom, and that's going to play into the main area that we're about to get into right outside the Gestral village. So just talk with them, that way we know that we need the item. And of course, we'll go ahead, we'll help you out, and it's going to be a blue mushroom that we're going to end up looking for, since they can't figure out the firing mechanism for this thing. We are literally just going to turn it into a comical abomination. So, just like that, we agree to help. And it's a place with lots of water. Now we know the mission. Now we'll be able to pick it up when we get there. And this all takes place in Esquie's nest, which again is right by where we entered this section of the continent. So there's quite a few things to pick up here, despite this being a very short dungeon. They crammed a lot of content into it. So let's go ahead, rest up, make sure that everyone's ready to go. And here we are.
Golgra said to shout the password as loud as we can. Well, Gustave, you're the loudest.
Really? Hey.
Come on, don't be shy.
Get out of my way!
Jeez, parino.
No. It's just that it's the password.
Pico femicola, gor granda vari bombi no passwordito. Gomiku rapito sava.
Look, I am very sorry. It's just that Golgra told us that's the password, and
Come on, it's a Gestral. He'll have forgotten in about a minute.
I'm sorry.
If you've been following the motion tracking people that they posted on YouTube, it is hilarious to see them act this out in real life. Now, we already got the item back here, but there is chroma in this back corner if you want to grab it on your way in. That's because we did investigate Esquie's nest right before we cut one of the episodes. So let's go ahead and head on in. Now, basically, there are two different paths you can take before ever meeting Esquie himself. Both paths are going to lead us to some really neat things. So, as you can see, long straight away here.
To feed on light.
Are you okay, Maya?
I don't know. Getting a bit of deja vu again.
The light here feels a little, I don't know. Yeah.
So literally, it's a bridge that just goes straight into that area with Esquie, but we're going to go back out toward where we came in to the cavern. So as you can see, on one side of this drop-off, there's going to be a mime way down in the water over there. And if we look at the other side of the bridge, there's going to be one of those patanks again. So let's go the side opposite the Mime. Let's go after Patank first. So down here, as you can see, it has an absolutely enormous area that it can run away from you at. So just keep running. You'll eventually end up cornering it into the side area as long as you push them this way. And let's go ahead and get the battle started. Because like before, we only have 3 turns to take this thing down. So get ready, because this thing's literally gonna come out swinging right from the get-go. And that attack, again, is kind of hard to parry just because it's got that anticipated buildup. So let's go ahead. We need to try and stun lock this thing as fast as possible, or at least get as many status effects on it as humanly possible. As you can see, we've completely redone the moves of almost everyone, and considering she has max attack now, all she has to do is just go to virtuous mode and pretty much hit anything. I mean, look at this. This thing has high defense, and we still did max damage to it and burned it. It is just that absolutely ridiculous. So let's go ahead with Sciel, and let's use the trick so that we get ourselves another attack. And we can go ahead, use our Focused Foretell ability as well, just to add on the damage. At this point, it's already halfway down. Keep on with our elemental trick, hoping that it can pile up some of the burns here. And now that we are still in virtuous form, we want to keep the momentum going. So let's go ahead. And not Mezza Forte yet. Let's just go all out attack, because this thing's gonna literally run in just a few turns. So there's our Flurret. I mean, she can literally just about take this thing down herself. It is amazing once you redo all the attacks on everyone, just how overpowered they can become quickly. That Card Weaver ability is extremely good on Sciel. And of course, once you have Lune down to a science, you can use Elemental Trick with a ton of Pictos that basically guarantee you critical hits, then Elemental Genesis, and that'll pretty much take care of anything in the game. Same with Mael. And just like that, Patank is out of here, and we get ourselves a bunch of upgrade items. Now, let's go back to that divider that we were walking on before, right in the center where the bridge is, and there will be some handholds very cleverly hidden in the side of it. Unless you're really close to it, they're almost invisible. And just like that, we can climb back up to where we came from. So again, this was jumping off the left side of the bridge coming in. Now let's jump off the right side, because we've got the Mime here. And this one is going to give us the Baguette Outfit and Hairstyle for Sciel. So officially the first full outfit that we'll have for her. And the Mime plays out like pretty much every other Mime fight, except they are getting stronger and they're getting more shield. Unfortunately, 3 is not to outdo Elemental Trick. So just like that, we immediately erase the shield. Let's go ahead, switch back to Virtuous. As you do notice, the one downside to this is the fact that it drops her to 1 HP, but the idea is, especially if you can get her to have back-to-back attacks, which you can get from taking out Sprong, you can basically make it to where she drops herself to 1 HP and pretty much wrecks the entire field before anything gets a chance to even attack her. That's the idea behind Mael. Now let's go ahead and make sure we can counter this, or we're done. And right there, look at that damage, and that's with the Mime shielded. I mean, she is an absolute monster when it comes to damage output. So let's go ahead, break the Mime. And now that the Mime's broken, I almost feel sorry for it. Let's just keep piling on the damage and the insults at this point. Literally, I think that's the fastest we've ever broken a Mime in all the times we fought this thing so far. So let's just use whatever little AP we have left, considering this thing's not been attacking us. And at this point, you could go either way. You could go Swift Stride, or let's just spark it up to potentially burn it on top of everything else we've done. At this point, our Card Weaver should be back, which again does that dark damage and immediately gives us another attack right after doing it. Again, Sciel can be so overpowered if you just have the right setup, which is the Card Weaver, and now I think it's called Dark something. It's the one in the center on top that basically hits everything on the field with dark damage. That's the 1-2 punch that'll pretty much erase any field, and just like that, we've got ourselves the Baguette outfit for Sciel. So now, literally everyone can be French. Now, let's go ahead and make our way back again up to the top of the bridge. But before we do, there is the one item we want to get here. Again, this is why we talked to the Gestral with the Sakapatate first. And that's because right here is our mushroom. Now we're good to go back up to the bridge. So again, just like before, grab the handholds, jump our way up, and now we have cleared the left side and the right side of the bridge. We're finally ready to meet Esquie himself and get this tiny little dungeon underway. Literally, it's just a boss fight, an expedition journal, and 1 Pictos. That's all this dungeon is. But it's amazing that they also crammed in Patank and a Mime, and a quest item used back in the Gestral village also. So, let's go all the way up, and here we go.
No Esquie.
Bonjour, mes amis.
Hey, bonjour mon ami. Sciel? What? I don't know. He seems nice.
Oh, it's you. Hello again, my terrible swimmer friend. You finally come to learn to swim?
No. I'm not that fond of water.
Actually, that's sort of why we're here. We need to cross the sea. Golger said you could help.
Mon ami, a rolling stone gathers no moss.
Pardon me? In the stories, they say Esquie likes to speak in riddles.
In what way?
I don't get it.
We really need to cross the sea. Would you please help us?
There's a lot of you to carry. I'm strong, but I'm not that strong. I will need Flory,
Who's Flory?
one of my rocks.
Rocks.
See? Flory helps me swim. But Flory was stolen by my arch nemesis. One whose every step shakes the foundation of the world. The one known as François.
Okay.
Let me guess. Francois is located deep in Nevron-infested territory, right?
Oh no. He's right next door. Over there.
Oh,
François is my neighbor.
okay. Well, I guess we could take a look.
Fantastic. Good luck, mes amis. Please, bring Flory back to me.
You seem to know me.
Yes.
How? I don't understand.
Men trip not on mountains. They stumble upon stones.
Okay.
Alright, who is ready for one of the funniest and most difficult boss fights if you don't know what to expect in the entire game so far? So, here we go, as we need to go ahead and get Flory from Francois. And over here, we just want to go ahead, grab our handhold, launch our way across. He is literally in the next room over. They give us the flag that we can rest because they know we're about to get our butts kicked, because if it looks too innocent, it probably is. So definitely don't underestimate Francois. He doesn't have much health, but he really doesn't need much health. Let's get ready for the laughs, as we just make sure everything else here is clear.
There's nothing here.
Who dares enter my lair? You can't just walk into someone's home without knocking. That is incredibly rude.
Is that... Are you François? He's just a talking rock.
Wait, I thought Florrie was the one.
A rock? I am not a rock. Do you have rocks for eyes? You certainly have rocks for brains. I am clearly a turtle. Esquie! Stop sending hooligans over here!
Stop being a meanie. They're nice humans.
Then keep them on your side of the caves! Now get off my lawn!
It's okay. We'll leave. We're just here for Florrie.
So, not only are you intruding, you're here to steal? Oh my word! Humans! Well, over my dead body! Rah!
And here we go. Get ready, because Francois is not just a turtle. He literally starts with 5 shields up from the beginning. So elemental trick is not going to do the trick this time, but it'll get us close. Now, when it says strongest ice attack ever, it means it. It's basically an instant delete for any character. That's what we're going to be dealing with this thing. Like I said, do not sleep on Francois. It does not have much health, but it honestly doesn't need it, because anytime it attacks, it's eliminating a character unless you can counter it. So let's go ahead and start pumping up the damage. The idea is to try and get this thing stunned, but I don't think we're going to have to worry too much about that. He does go down pretty quick. But again, all he technically needs is 3 turns to wipe out the entire party if you're not constantly reviving people. Just like that, that delayed attack, very hard to parry. Let's go ahead, bring him back, because we know how to play the long game here, and we have plenty of revives to outdo this thing. So let's just keep pumping up the damage. As you can see, it just cannot take hits worth a darn, which is kind of ironic considering it's a turtle. Get ready. If we can counter it, we've got it. There. Got it. Thank goodness. And just like that, Francois is out here, and we get augmented first strike PICTOs.
Okay, let's put an end to this foolishness. I need to sleep like a turtle.
All this trouble for a tiny rock.
Take it and never come back.
François, you got smashed.
But know that I will never stop chasing you.
But you can't move.
Scram!
Well, he said it, so scram is exactly what we're going to do. And luckily, they literally show us the way to the exit. So let's go ahead and launch ourselves back up.
François and Esquie are very different from Gestrals and Nevrons.
You think the paintress created them too?
If not, who else?
Maybe they came from another world.
That is a good theory, but let's be honest, Esquie does not look like anything else we've seen so far in the entire game, and the fact that it's willing to help us and has absolutely supernatural powers, we know that this thing is a creation of someone else. So we're going to get a tiny bit of spoilers from Esquie himself, if you know what to look and listen for. So let's go ahead and meet back up with him, as he is about to take off and join our side, at least for now. Alright, Esquie, we got your rock.
Oh? You got Florrie. That's not Florrie.
What do you mean, that's not Florrie?
Ha! I never had Florrie! Your rock is still on the Stone Wave Cliffs!
But he got me good.
Wait, does this mean you won't help us?
If you promise to get me Florrie, then we can be buddies.
Can't you swim without Florrie? We saw you flying just now.
Oh, you're much too heavy. I need my rocks.
Your rocks?
Alas, I've lost them all. I can do much more than swim. I can fly into space. memories. I used to fly all the time with my best friend Verso.
We'll help you find your stones.
Oh, how lovely of you.
Wait, Francois said the Stone Wave Cliffs. Where's that?
All the way to the north. Just aim for the big 33. Oh, I'll meet you outside. Ah!
Well, the good thing is there's absolutely no question on where we have to go, considering he literally knocked the pillar down for us. So there's 2 more items to get before we leave here, and luckily they're both on the way out. So let's go ahead and launch ourselves back across, because the first one's going to be an expedition journal coming up here on the right. Now, it's almost impossible to miss, just because it's literally a giant camp right there, and I guess it's kind of off to the side a little bit, but right here is the B Expedition Journal
Expedition
66.
66, Marcel. Damn you, Esquie, and your stupid mushrooms. Your friend ate them with no problem, but it also seems your friend was immortal. That's the sort of extremely relevant detail that you should mention at the start. Oh, stop crying. You're not the one about to die. I can't believe this is the end of our expedition. We've learned nothing and achieved nothing, and we're not even leaving anything useful for future expeditions. Damn it all, I should never have trusted a giant talking marshmallow. Great, and now I'm losing consciousness.
Alright, so as we see, we may not have been the only people to make contact with Esquie, and at this point, there's only one other way we can go from here, as we get ourselves literally stuck around the tent. But you can see that's the side we had with Patank. Let's go ahead and continue our way across. Again, beautiful, beautiful lighting in this cave. As we can see, we got ourselves a handhold up top, and it's ultimately to spit us back out right by the entrance, but that's not necessarily what we're concerned about. As you can see, there is one final Pictos we get on the way out, and that's going to be energizing start number 3. Now, let's head off to the continent now that we have the ability to mount Esquie. Basically, he can take out rock formations for us. So, let's run over here, and if we mount him, you can see we just gotta get away from the rocks enough to get on board. He can literally just mow the rocks out of the way. I mean, Esquie is basically your airship. It's basically your main way around the continent to get through all the obstacles. Just like that, we've uncovered a new merchant, and he is going to have 3 different hairstyles for Gustave. So charming, curly, and bun braid, those are the last of the hairstyles, I believe, because it looks like it fills up his hairstyle selection completely. So, just like that, we've got 3 more options, but there are quite a few things that we can get here in the continent before necessarily going back. Another one's going to be a Pictos over here. This time, energizing start number 1. Now, these are just a lot of different collectibles we can get along the way, just to minimize backtracking as much as possible. As we go ahead and get ready, because I believe there's also an expedition journal up here. So let's go back toward the yellow section, and we want to come over here. Just break everything apart in our way. And right here is going to be yet another expedition journal 62.
Expedition 62. Eugène beat the rest of us to 100 kills, but I'm still 3 shy. I might need to do some solo hunting if I'm going to even up the score. Oh, I can hear a big Nev coming. They count for double. If I kill it quick, I can boost my score.
Alright, just like that, we've got our expedition journals. Let's go back over the other way. Now, this is back closer to where we first got into the continent. As you can see, we've got ourselves a graveyard of ships over here in the yellow. We've got an item we can't get to, so we've got to get off Esquie over here somewhere. Just like that. And we can get the item, which is our color of Lumina, which again gives Lumina points whenever we're at camp. And we find this unique place called Twilight Quarry. Now, in Twilight Quarry, there's only one thing to pick up, as we've got really a static camera angle, which is kind of unique here. And this is going to end up being yet again one of our songs. The only thing is a little bit bizarre trying to run there, so thankfully it's right there in the middle. And just like that, we've got ourselves yet another soundtrack. Let's go back to the red area, bust down another set of the rocks that were blocking the way, and this time we can see it's the ancient Gestral city. So not the Gestral village, but the ancient Gestral city. This is going to be just like the Twilight one we were just at. It's just going to be a single item, and that single item is going to be a soundtrack. So let's just run in there, and just like that, we've got ourselves Lights of the Past. Now let's finally head back to the Gestral village, because we've got the mushroom to deliver. Well, we knew what was coming, and the tough thing about this is we've got to do this fight with Gustave only, because this is going to be for his big shiny outfit, and they do not make it easy to get whatsoever, because this thing, at least for me, was really tough to take out. It took quite a few different attempts here, and it's because he attacks mercilessly and he attacks quickly. Jump, shoot, that's literally just one of his attack combos. So let's go ahead, and we have got to get our overcharge up as much and as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead, here's the slam, boom. As we can see, he's literally using the absurdly large mushroom that definitely wasn't that large when we picked it. It's apparently magic. And just like that, we can finally stun him, which is our ultimate goal here. The problem is, once you get him so far down in health, he raises his shield, so that immediately broke the stun. Now he can attack again. And now we're the ones marked. So be extremely careful, especially since his cannon is lightning fast. And it's not just 1, 2, 3, that second one's delayed. So let's go ahead, get ready, there's smash, counterattack. As you see, it does not do much damage. Normally we're doing over 1,000, but once he's got that shield up, you're not gonna do much per hit. And we gotta be careful here, because now we're burned on top of everything else. So we're gonna have to play the healing game against this thing, as it's throwing like 1,000,000 attacks at us every turn, it feels like. 1, and 2, and 3. I don't even attempt to parry it because of that delay in the middle. It seems like every time I end up missing the second one. So let's go ahead, get our overcharge back up yet again, because the more times we can stun this thing, the better chance we have. Otherwise, it's taken 2 turns almost every time it gets to attack. Let's get ready. 1, and 2, and 3. Literally, the best way I have to dodge this thing is just watch for those cannons to turn green, because they kind of change color literally the split second before it launches. Go ahead, there's the 1, the 2, jump and shoot, just like that. The good thing is he's under half health. 1, 2, and 3. Again, if you dodge instead of parrying, you have a little bit more of a forgiving window. But obviously parrying is going to do the most help to you, because if you can do it, you get that counter attack. But if you're consistently not good at certain attacks, don't feel afraid to dodge, because it's much better not taking any damage than just taking hits to the face just in the hopes of doing a counterattack. So now that he's stunned, let's go ahead and lay on the damage as fast as possible, because just like the others, he is weak to fire, and unfortunately we have ice weapons, so that's not working in our favor. Let's go ahead, 1, 2, jump and shoot, just like that. Now we got him down to quarter health. Now he's just going to get absolutely absurd with his attacks. Honestly feels like a fast-paced movie cinema with how much he just jumps from one attack to the other. It is kind of nutty. Very little moment to breathe in between attacks. I mean, look at this. I feel like he only had 1 attack according to the timeline up in the top left, but somehow it felt like he did 3 different things in that 1 attack. So let's get this thing stunned, because I don't trust anything he's going to do right now, especially since he's fully powered up supposedly. So let's go ahead, just lay into it, try to keep him stunned as long as possible, and of course here comes the onslaught. At this point, I'm just trying to dodge everything because this thing's literally throwing everything that the kitchen sink has. It's like just dodge like your life depended on it, because it pretty much is. Go ahead, try to stunlock this thing at the end here. Well, not quite. But hopefully we can get the counter. Thank goodness. Got it. Holy cow. Literally, that is one heck of an intense fight. Especially if you've not been doing as much with Gustave. Especially since the three women are pretty much your powerhouse damage dealers. You end up getting the pure outfit for him. And at this point, it looks like we've got just tons of outfits and hairstyles for Gustave. So this is what it looks like. And now let's go back to the manor that's here in Gestral Village. So you remember we turned the dial that was on the table here last time because we didn't know that the manor was actually hiding all these secret search puzzles. And the other one's going to be the frying pan that's on the wall. And the third switch this time around is actually going to be the head that's here. The head statue there. Go ahead, spin it around, and it's going to open up a opening in the floor here. So, behind the crates, just drop down. There is a Gestral that apparently just ate himself into oblivion, but daggone it, he's got the cake with the candle that just kind of lights whenever you get near it, which is kind of funny and disturbing at the same time. So, let's go back here through the broken wall of the manor. And down here, we're ultimately looking for what our prize is going to be this time around. Now, the staircase, if you take it, it's just going to take you right back up into the kitchen we were just in. This is what opens that door that was previously locked. So as you can see, right there it is. Head back down. Because this time around, we're not going to get a music soundtrack. We're actually going to get an outfit component. So let's go ahead and take out the boxes, get through the hole in the wall, quite literally. And it's going to be hidden, I believe, in one of the boxes. As you can see, we've got kind of a toy room, which suggests someone who's younger. So, in other words, this is likely to be for Sciel. So let's go ahead and take out the boxes. Right there it is. And it is the rebellious hairstyle. That's what it looks like. Pretty good hairstyle for it. It looks very similar to the artist one. As you can see, Lune has the artist one on. So, now with Esquie, let's smash our way through to the main area that is going to be the peak of next episode. But before we get there, there is one heck of a tough battle we want to do on the side. As the Burgun literally got himself some backup for this one. And we are going to get a ton of items off of this fight, but daggone, they are going to put us through the ringer to get through it. So, let's get ready. Because the onslaught is coming, and we want to absolutely get rid of both of these enemies that's helping the Burgun, because they can pretty much one-shot you with their attacks if you don't counter them. Literally, that sniping attack does about 600 damage. And now we've got this one that is extremely unpredictable, because sometimes its attack does 300, sometimes more. And Lune has now been removed from the field. As again, the Burgun pretty much acts like Ruby Weapon from Final Fantasy VII. He's infamous for just removing characters from the field. Sometimes you can stun them to get the characters back, but usually he just removes them, and he can remove them all the way down to 1, just like Ruby Weapon does. So be careful, although he usually does take a while to remove the second character. So, you have that grace period, but I'll tell you, look how much these miasmas are doing. Considering the first time we did this fight, his miasma was doing, I think it was 30 damage per hit. Literally 5 times the amount of damage this time around. So let's get ready. This combo is just hard as nails to counter. Let's go ahead, get that. As you can see, this thing is literally a, by all intents and purposes, a bullet sponge. So Sciel is going to be the secret here to winning the fight. Especially considering we maxed out her attack and now allowed her to do literally the limit damage. 9999. Now, at the end of Act 2, we do get the ability to break beyond that damage limit. That's how you see so many people in these Expedition 33 videos that are able to do, like, tens of thousands and millions of damage. It has to be after Act 2 before you get that ability. But right now, the damage is ceilinged at 9,999. So, let's get ready as Sciel just gets obliterated there. Oh, jeez. Literally, this entire thing is just going to be protecting Sciel because she has the highest damage output of everyone right now. Since literally every one of her abilities is in attack, we took all of her stats off of everything else to be able to perform that 9,999 damage one-shot trick in the Gestral village, and we pretty much left her that way because if she can one or two shot pretty much anything in the game right now, that's going to be a much bigger help to us just to get through these zones quicker. So let's go ahead and use our Swift Strike since it's burned to switch back to Virtuous mode. Here comes the 3-hit combo. 1, 2, 3. Much easier to parry. And just like that, it's almost down to half health. Let's go ahead as we just gotta get some kind of plan going here. Just get our multiple attack going, which ended up doing, I think, about 2,000 damage. It's surprisingly powerful, even though it looks like it's not doing much. Let's go ahead, get the counter attacks, and now that she's in Virtuous mode, this thing is just going to be taking a ton of damage per hit. So let's go ahead and do the flurry. As you can see right there, that was about 7,000 points of damage right there. We've definitely gotten halfway down in health easily. And with the item, we can go ahead and restore her back. Now here's the problem, is the 5-hit combo, because you got 2 over there, and then you got those 3. Each one of them doing anywhere from 200 to 400 damage. So, there's just no way out of that. And the problem is, having to use an item knocked us out of Virtuous stance. So, now we've got to find a way back into it, with this thing going absolutely insane with its attacks. Literally, it's got the 3-hit combo, the 4-hit combo, it can remove characters from the field, it's got a 5-hit combo, I think it's even got a 6-hit combo, which it considers the brutal combo, and it's got the miasma shots. This thing is literally one of my favorite enemies to fight. There's just so much variety with him, compared to a lot of the other enemies that only have like 1 or 2 attacks. So, let's go ahead, let's just use that Fortune Foretell to get as much damage as we can on it at this point. And because we're stanceless, we need to go ahead, keep up the flurry, and try to get this thing down even lower. So now we got Lune back, at least for the moment, until it decides that that was probably a big mistake, considering she can hit him 4 times in a row with the elemental trick. And just like that, it's no longer stunned. So get ready, because there's no way we're keeping all 3 characters on the field here with this thing not stunned. So let's just power everyone up for now. And again, the biggest thing is just getting her into Virtuous form as fast as possible. And I think we actually took the healing spell off of Lune, which is a bit of a problem here. Because at this point, the only thing she can do is she can do elemental trick, she can do the basic element attacks, fire, earth, and ice. So let's go ahead, keep up the 4-hit barrage there. We've actually got 3 of the stains, but it's not gonna matter because now she's removed yet again. For some reason, Virgin thinks that she's the greatest threat. I have no idea why. Maybe it thinks because Sciel is stuck at 1 HP that it can just quickly one-shot her with any of its attacks. But I'm kind of surprised it kept going after Lune, considering I think she's the weakest one on the field right now. But don't worry, Sciel's going out too, because this thing literally has almost no health left. So now it is literally down to the 1 HP Sciel versus this thing with about 1/8 of its health. So get ready, because we need to hit this thing hard and we need to hit it fast. So just like that, we can keep ourselves in this form, and get ready because here come all the miasma shots. They are much easier to parry when you're only down to one character. And just like that, we get the max damage, everyone's back, Bergen out, and we get a ton of good power-ups for completing that fight. As you can see up there, we get 2 different weapons, and we get the augmented counter, PICTOs, leveled up. So that one's for Gustave. There, the augmented counter jumped from level 3 all the way up to level 8. And the Abyss Ram,
Nice.
which is a weapon upgrade for Sciel. And as you can see, we got ourselves the Bergen skin again, and the polished Chroma Catalyst. We also ended up getting us a new Pictos, the healing parry, and here is Lost Gestral number 2. I think there was 7 or 9 of these in total. So this is the second one that we've been able to find. When we get to camp, we'll be able to see just what we're going to get for it.
I see why you like throwing rocks.
You've been quiet since you saw those people.
It felt like they knew me. Like, actually knew me. I don't understand what's happening. And I feel like I never understood. Like, I'm always missing something that everyone else just gets. In Lumiere, life never made sense, and I never fit, and now out here, when it was just starting to maybe feel good, then this happens, and...
Yeah. I hate it too. Things we don't understand. They just make us feel small and powerless. But it helps, you know, to focus on the things I do understand, on the people I care about and who care about me. And, you know, now I feel a little less lost, because at least we're lost together. What? What? Stop it. Too cheesy? No. Well, if it makes you feel better, I was even more lost when I was 16.
I heard that was because you were only thinking about girls.
Yep, but guess what? The girls weren't thinking about me at all.
I believe that.
Yeah. You can talk to me, you know. We're family. Well, that's what the paperwork says, at least.
Well, the paperwork probably says we're dead too, so...
Yeah, probably. Ooh, nice one.
I know.
I told you, don't get cocky. It was... okay.
You taught me great. Nah.
So the big important thing we want to do now that we're back at camp is go see Sastro, now that we found another of the lost Gestrals. And we end up getting the Gestral hairstyle for Lune. Just like that, let's end our time with the camp.
bathe and free, sins forgotten, and thus absolved, a fresh dawn in their playground, while we live in shadows, swimming in ink. We are but a fragile dream, a singular weed, resisting, ever resisting, that iron dirt, that eternal law. Those who can't see, those who know not, that they are not. Do you know? We are fellows. Those who know not, that they are not.
Very cryptic and also touching if you know who those two characters really are. But just like that, we've got ourselves the Gestral village and Esquie's nest completely finished, and we are all the way up to our next section that we're going to tackle in episode 7. So, if you've not already, please check out the Expedition 33 playlist, like, share, comment, subscribe so more can see our videos, and we will see you back next time. Take care, everyone.